Hey, gang, we're coming at you live tonight from the woods. The woods off of Scenic, where our studio is.
Yeah, there's no, nice way to say that.
No.
We're coming to you live from the woods. Every time you say that, people are like, oh, gross.
Run.
Three, two, one. Dan, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I think he broke it.
Yeah, that's not right.
How many pieces of this thing do we have? 485, sir. 484.
Why was it sir? What was the?
That was from Mystery Science Theater.
Oh.
When he lists off the movie.
It's 1,486 pieces in this thing.
485, sir. Industry, science, and technology.
Joe, I'm in one of these boxes.
Come find me.
Oh,
How's everybody,
boy.
dude? It's been a couple of weeks. Can we just decide right now that we're not gonna talk about football?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, cool.
I don't recall anything noteworthy happening in the sport.
The sport is mildly entertaining. It's stupid. I don't really pay attention to it, so I don't know.
And anyone who does is dumb.
Yeah, whoever does waste their time and energy rooting for teams is a real moron.
Especially if you let it dictate the way you feel emotionally.
Yeah,
Right.
Never.
On a side note, I wasn't in a great mood on Sunday.
Or
no, not Sunday. Monday. It was Monday.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm even messing up the days now. That's how fucked up it got me.
Did you glance at a screen?
Unfortunately, I did. The sad thing is, I've got a friend. He's a listener. So, Art, God damn it. He's a huge fucking Jacksonville fan.
What?
Huge Jacksonville fan.
They exist. Art.
Weird.
He went to the
Get
last
laid
time
there or something, or like
when we played him. I think he's from there or he's got family from there or something like that. I'm pretty sure he's from there originally.
God.
But the last time that they played at Arrowhead, him and his at the time girlfriend went and were wearing fucking Jacksonville jerseys and shit. And he said everybody was real cool when they were there.
Yeah, no, because really.
Yeah.
Really? That's okay.
I have to look at him like a Betamax. They still make you?
It's like one of our buddies is in Las Vegas wearing a Royals hat pre-World Series, and he was gambling at a blackjack table, and a guy looked over. He's like, "Kansas City Royals?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Damn, you must hate baseball." It's the same thing for the Jaguars. You must hate football, dude.
I just like the colors.
But they did. You know what? Hats off.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
And it was besides the actual result, it was a pretty good game.
It actually was.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Chiefs' worst this season by any stretch.
Just ran out of time. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Which it happens. It's disappointing, but
you can't win them all.
Well, and I keep telling everybody it's still early in the season. There's still a lot of games. I've seen teams with much worse records at the end of the season make it not only into the playoffs, but successfully in the
make
playoffs.
A run, yeah.
I just they need some people to come back, to get healthy. I just hope that they can hold it together, kind of in the locker room, and when these guys return, it's all right, now we're gonna fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
I hope that people don't go, fuck it. Did you see the video of Chris Jones? Totally not. On that last play, he just kind of stood there. It was a really bad look, man.
Yeah.
He could have went and even tried to make a play, and he was just kind of oh, somebody get him. And it looked terrible, man.
The way they do the arm thing. It's bitch, you did not even try.
That's me when I see Nicole letting the dog out and the cat making a beeline for the door, and I'm like,
Oh, you're going to let... Oh, shit. Oh,
I
you
mean,
better go get him.
It's hard to give a fuck sometimes when you know that no matter what happens, it's over.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That feeling of just inevitability. Yeah,
Like it's like, well, we could win, we could lose, but I don't have to do anything.
He's like, I'm tired already.
Yeah.
Like, then I'll be extra tired when we lose. Fuck it.
Wait, was that the game that he flew in for, or was that last week? Where he flew in from like having just gone to a funeral.
I think it was last week.
That was
right?
the Ravens.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
didn't know
we did.
anything
We
about
did
that.
win that one. Yeah, he went to like his aunt's funeral and he like didn't
Oh,
even like
damn.
didn't practice or nothing. He just like went straight from the plane to the field and was like,
well, I mean,
Damn.
if anyone, well, especially on defense, if anyone's earned it,
Yeah. He's like, I got 3 Super Bowls, man. The fuck I give a fuck about this. Go ahead, let him win. Go ahead.
like if they ever gave the Super Bowl MVP to a defensive anything, it probably would have been him in the last couple of years.
He was
but
fucking awesome. He is awesome.
Yeah.
he is. You know who was fucking awesome is Harrison Butker.
Harry Butker.
What happened to that guy?
Well,
I don't think it's necessarily what happened to him. I think it's what everybody found out about him and then was giving him shit about. I think that got to
Well,
him.
I
but-
heard there was a woman in the stands making decisions for herself, and he got distracted.
he was like, huh?
and that's why
Can't wide left.
and that's why that kick went far right out of bounds.
He was trying to aim it at her, to, like knock her out. yeah. I do. I remember that.
So besides that, David, let's start with you. How you been doing, man?
So I've been in Wichita like all week.
Wichita?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. I got done with this training in Wichita today, hopped in the company car and drove here, dropped it off, got in my vehicle, and showed up to this fucking
Dedication.
So
Nice.
I haven't seen my family. I'm kind of weird. Like I'm like, you know?
For all of our listeners out there not watching
Yeah.
on YouTube,
It's kind of like
You just made the Robert De Niro.
I would
Robert
say,
De
you ever
Niro.
seen Robert De Niro
Yeah.
sucking on a lemon?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
it's a nice pen. That's
Yeah,
me.
take that pen and go shove it up there.
Jag off. It's kind of I just feel weird. I need to see my babes.
We'll get you out of here quick. Don't worry.
They have like had fun without me, so I don't know. I'm gonna show up and they're gonna be like, "Oh hey, back to
We're
stuff."
busy. Stop bothering me.
Yeah, the old man's always coming in to ruin shit.
Was it one of those things where you're like, oh man, a break, but then you get there and it's quiet,
So
and you're like,
the
Oh,
first,
that's what this is like. I forgot.
the first day's always rad. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm like, ha ha!
See
I
you
can
later, suckers.
finish drinks now. This is awesome. But then, you know, you're like, damn, kind of bored. And I was in kind of like a bad spot in Wichita. I was on Kellogg, like, I mean, like in
oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. A bad spot in Wichita. It's called
Wichita. I saw this clip online. It was from a couple weeks ago. This guy dressed up like Lord Farquaad from Shrek, and he was on Broadway in Kellogg, and he was like going up and interviewing people. This is at night, and a guy pulled a gun on him, like on camera.
I was gonna
sounds
say,
about
where
right.
can we
And-
read his obituary?
I remember you from Shrek, bitch. Bang.
So I was like, I wonder how far I am from that 4-minute car ride.
Ooh.
And it's 4 minutes because you got to like hop on an interstate and then get
Yeah.
out. So within walking distance, easy.
As I say, I thought you were gonna say look out the window and slightly to the right.
I mean,
Back and to the left.
if I was like, yeah, I could have totally seen that. So other than that, really excited to be here.
How'd the training go?
It was fine. It was.
Do you feel trained?
I do. I really do. It's called CBI, Cognitive Behavior Intervention.
Oh, okay.
And I could teach you guys a thing or
I just say you probably could actually.
Okay.
Like I could
We
use
do
a couple of tips.
Yeah.
is that
well,
like what?
after.
Is that like hypnotism or something, or like is that how you trick a motherfucker?
Yeah. Basically, I go.
Okay,
I start pulling
okay,
stuff out of my
Do
hand.
it to me. Except
Yeah.
instead of stop smoking, I want you to make me smoke twice as much.
Okay. Look into my eyes.
Oh fuck,
I mean,
guys! I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Yeah, guy.
Give me like
He just
15 minutes.
He just starts smoking in here. What is this, the 60s? This is the Dick Cavett show? You can't fucking do that. Come on out. Muhammad Ali, everybody. Yeah. So,
Nice.
yes, I'm doing great.
All right.
Thanks for asking.
Daniel.
I'm slipping into my old age here, just like beautifully, I guess.
Yeah.
I got bear hugged a couple weeks back. This is one of the reason we missed one of our weeks was I got bear hugged by 3 19-year-old men.
Oof.
And I say men because saying boys sounds weird.
It does.
And plus, they hurt me, man. Like they bear hugged me, they lift me off the ground a little bit, and then I heard something like pop or felt something pop in my ribs, and I still can't I'm using a grabber to get things off the ground.
Oh, fuck. So, 2 things. One, I was on Twitter and I saw a clip of Andre the Giant, like bear hugging,
like the Ultimate Warrior or something.
It was Big John Stud. Everybody was like, "Damn," because he picked him up. Like, so
I know what
easy.
match you're talking about.
And so I go, there's Dan. Like, you got hurt the way that like people like pretend that bear hugs hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They're like, that was you.
I had to go to K-Stat the next morning to get an X-ray because I was like, man, did I actually get hurt here or whatever?
And
so
they're
I go,
like, I don't know.
and so I'm at the check-in window, and she's like, why are you here? And I was like, I got bear hugged by 3.
It was just it was like a dog, big dog.
Clifford hugged me, and so did Garfield.
It hit me with a sledgehammer right here in my.
Dusty, didn't you fuck your rib up in like the weirdest?
I walked
crazy-
around the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had my hand up on the wall as I walked around the corner. I tell people this story and they just laugh and it's like, "Oh yeah, you're fragile." It's like it fucking hurt,
Fuck
man.
you, yeah.
Because not only did I dislocate 2 ribs, but they were also both turned. Like my chiropractor was like, "Oh, interesting." I'm like, "What?" And he told me. I was like, "How is that interesting?"
That's a bad choice of words.
Like, whatever. But yeah, no, it was from walking around a corner.
Damn.
So I mean, and honestly, once you actually like dislocate a rib or fuck up a rib, apparently it's really easy to do it again. So so you're welcome for that for the rest of your life.
To that club.
Watch your corners, and not in the way you think.
All I know is I love muscle relaxers. I've never taken one before in my life.
So you're like, hey, man.
Did you bring enough for the whole class?
They only gave me like 3 days worth.
No thanks.
There's like 28 pills.
And I was rationing them shits because I'm kind of I don't know if I should say this. I might never get a prescription again.
I'm kind of a.
We get the idea.
I just like when they give you something good and you don't need all of it. And you're like, hey, I've got that now for the future.
Listen here.
New Year's Eve, here we come.
I almost burned my hand. Better take a fucking muscle relaxer.
Almost burned my hand. Oh, that's great.
So that's that.
Dude, first of all, great hoodie.
Oh, I
Yes.
appreciate that.
That shit looks awesome.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, what did you do?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, no.
I need a cigarette.
Strike that.
I
Strike
need a
that
muscle
from the
relaxer.
pod. I need to be in Wichita. Strike that.
No
from
one
the
deserves that,
pod.
man.
Yeah, don't
Don't
say
talk
that.
about my friend like that.
You're being too hard on yourself, dude. God damn. Where'd you get it?
Honestly, I believe, and I'm going to probably catch some shit if I don't remember exactly, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe this was a gift from a friend of the show, Athleen.
Very nice.
I believe I could not tell you where it came from, but she knows that I'm like a huge Halloween fan, so she's she thought it would make a good addition to my collection, and I believe it does.
It looks great.
And she got it from the Motel 6 on Broadway in Kellogg.
Fuck yeah.
That's why it's got an evidence tag on it. Damn it.
And a stain that you don't
We don't
know.
talk about this. We don't talk about that, okay?
Yeah.
It adds to the fact that it's a Halloween.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
It just
yeah.
adds to the appeal because a knife wound in the back. Yeah, it looks great.
Looks like normal.
Actual. Yeah, so how are you?
I'm doing good. I've been doing a lot of catching up on some movies and shit lately. I finally got around to watching Bring Her Back.
Oh, hey.
And I know exactly which scene you're talking about. And I gotta admit, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that good. The ending pissed me off.
Oh, you didn't like the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I thought you said you didn't like that scene.
Oh, that scene was rough. And even for a horror fan, it was pretty rough. And yeah, when I had heard little inklings about it, so I kind of knew what was coming. But seeing it and hearing it was the worst part.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending, I was pretty disappointed by it. The fact that you're having trouble remembering the ending should kind of prove my point.
Ooh.
Yes.
It's just very, it's over.
Okay.
Well, that was kind of dumb.
Dude.
I mean, not dumb, but it's I don't know. It just kind of stopped.
I think sometimes people mistaken movies not having the same ending that every other horror movie has as being good by default.
Yeah, yeah.
But because this one, it didn't end exactly like you would expect it to.
No.
but-
I didn't see the ending
Yeah.
coming, but then when it just went to black and started rolling credits,
It's
I was like, really?
like,
Really?
well,
Okay.
They left it open for a sequel, I guess.
Is that a cliffhanger in the Sly Stallone sense? Also, there's a Showtime and Paramount Plus got together. Dakota Fanning is in a horror show, and the commercial for it is just scarier than a motherfucker. I'm like, are they showing all the scary stuff in the fucking commercials?
There's a good chance that they possibly could.
Mean, it's just like one shit after another. It's like a scary little girl, and then a ghost, and then an old lady, and a fucking badger, and then lightning. And you're like, does this have everything?
just
You're
a
not
little bit of
supposed
everything.
To do it
It's
all.
like, oh, hey, look, a kitchen sink.
The water dripping, and a light bulb with a chain on it in a fucking closet. And you're like, hey, dude.
Do you want this
Seriously.
to be
Come on.
like a supernatural or a body horror slasher? And there's like, yes.
Yeah. Everything in one. And rolling. Like, right on set.
But kind of speaking of horror shows, one that I'm actually really excited about because I keep seeing previews for that comes out at the end of this month is Welcome to Derry, the prequel to It,
Oh.
which I think actually looks pretty cool. And it has Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise is in it
Oh, right
and
on,
stuff.
right
So it's going to have him. It's not going to be like, oh, yeah, they see a ghost or like a mummy or something, and that's supposed to he's gonna be in it, and it actually looks pretty intense. So I'm pretty excited about that one.
Wow.
I just want to see him do that eye thing again.
Which he can do that for real, right?
Yeah.
Which,
No, because have you guys seen the pictures of
Yeah.
Bill Hader seeing
getting
it
all
happen?
freaked out. I love that shit.
I mean, like, real. That's what you would do.
Yeah.
You just turn and run. It's crazy.
So, gentlemen, for my my topic tonight,
Whoa.
I got to take these off for just a second. I want you to talk amongst yourself because I have a visual aid. Because
Okay.
let's just say what we're talking about kind of leads in.
I hope it's not a butthole.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, don't get all weird. Hey, man, did you see the Cats game?
You know, I was going to say when we were not talking about football earlier,
Yeah.
I was going to say that we're so spoiled that I used to...
Whoa!
Hey, is that is that cake? It's cake, isn't it?
It's cake.
Otherwise you wouldn't have a knife.
The fact that you have to ask is amazing. But I want to make sure that
Can you show and
put
tell
it
with
on,
the
man.
audience?
I'm
here?
gonna go ahead and show what my visual aid is here.
There you go.
So it's funny that you mentioned the hoodie
Yeah.
because I wore this hoodie for a very specific purpose. Gentlemen, I have waited way too long. You knew it was coming. People who know me knew it was coming. And it's that time of year. Today, I want to talk about the Halloween franchise.
Oh. Wait.
I want to talk about our good friend Michael Audrey Myers.
Audrey.
That's why he's killing everybody.
Yeah. No shit.
That is canon. That is his middle name.
Wow.
When did that come out?
Interesting story. I'm glad you asked.
Thank you.
The TV edit of the original movie, they have to hit a certain time frame so they can like play commercials and whatever. So they actually had a little bit of time that they had to add on to fit the time slot so that they could show Halloween on TV. So they shot 2 scenes at least that I can think of off the top of my head that are exclusive to the TV cut.
Whoa.
And one of them is Donald Pleasance in Michael's room when he's younger and like talking to him. He's like standing behind him and Michael's sitting in a chair just staring out the window. And the other scene is they're basically in this kind of like auditorium thing, having like a meeting, and it's only a couple of people about basically what to do with him, and they list patient Michael Audrey Myers.
Damn.
And
Bitch.
yeah. So from that point on, and then like they even confirmed it again in like the newest series of movies, which we're gonna get into that whole shindig, because Halloween is a very complicated franchise. I think you guys are at least vaguely aware of it, but if you don't have any knowledge of the Halloween franchise itself, it can be really fucking confusing because there are multiple timelines that pull off of different films. Some don't have anything to do with others. It's just, it takes a lot to understand unless you sit down and literally just watch every single one of them from the beginning all the way to where we're at now. You're going to be a little confused if somebody's trying to explain something to you.
So I can't just jump in at Halloween 6.
That would be a weird one to jump in at, and you know that would be a weird one to jump in at. Not only because Paul Rudd, but we'll get all into it. So we're not gonna get into like all this crazy behind the scenes stuff because I mean it's already all out there anyway. There's a lot that people know about these films. Like perfect example that most people know about, the original Michael Myers mask was a William Shatner mask.
That's
made
right.
by Don Post Studios. All that they did was they cut the eye holes to make them a little bit bigger. They removed the eyebrows. They took off the sideburns. I mean, and you can even see the line on the mask because they recreate it and all the. And then they spray painted it white. Kind of messed up the hair. That was it.
That's fucking
Wow.
rad. And it's cool to think of people going as Captain Kirk, too. You
Right.
know? Like, it's a Halloween.
And like a creepy ass
I
Captain
know.
Kirk, if that's the mask that they are going around with.
Jeez. dude. How are you going to get laid by green alien ladies looking like that, man?
Not gonna happen.
Which Tommy Lee Wallace, who was the original like set design or like production designer and stuff like that, and he was with the franchise for a while. He actually ended up directing Halloween 3, which we'll talk about. He's the one who came up with the mask, and he has even like I've seen a video of him just like talking, and he's like, "Yep, here's how we do it." And they grabbed an old William Shatner mask, and he just turned it into a Michael Myers mask right there. And he was like, "And yep, there you go, that's it." And I was like, "Yeah, holy shit!"
So, kids, that's how you save money on the official Halloween mask. You just buy a William Shatner mask instead.
Which I'm sure they're cheaper because. So
Wait, didn't he dead? Didn't Shatner
No.
die?
No, he's still kicking.
Okay.
He's still strangely sentient.
It's him and Takei, I think, might be the last two surviving members of the original cast.
Wow.
And they're both like still really sharp.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like Takei is like as a tack. Oh my. So we're gonna start with obviously the original Halloween 1978. Its official release date was October 25th that year. The interesting thing about the original is in 1978, you know, we talked about in the Jaws episode how 75, when Jaws came out, that was the first time that a movie went to like a bunch of theaters all at the same time. It was still fairly uncommon. It was more reserved for like your Star Wars, your Indiana Jones, you know, stuff like that they knew was going to be a big hit. So a little indie movie, not going to have that same kind of push. So they did what movies kind of used to do, is it would release kind of sporadically all throughout the United States. Guess where it opened?
Kansas City.
Nailed it.
Whoa!
Really?
Kansas City is where the first public screening of John Carpenter's Halloween was. And from there, word of mouth just kept spreading and spreading and spreading to where like people in line were talking amongst themselves about like shit that they'd heard from their friends about their cousin who went to go see it and fainted in the fucking aisles and all this crazy shit. Which you go back and look at it now and you're like, really, guys? Come on.
I miss
But
that though. I miss the just being dumb as
Yeah, super innocent.
and not ever finding the answer to dumb thoughts. ever.
Yeah.
Right.
And that, I mean, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Yeah, I want you guys to share your thoughts as much as possible.
The famous iconic closet scene is fucking scary.
It
man.
is. I will
scary.
say I've made Logan a promise that he turns 10 in just a couple of days.
Wow.
So I told him a long time ago that when he turns 10, he can watch his first real horror movie. His first real horror movie is going to be the original Halloween.
All right.
That's honestly the only part. I mean, obviously, I'm going to cover his eyes for the very small amount of boobs that are in it. But that scene, I'm genuinely curious to see how bad it gets him.
Yeah,
because
that shit's scary, man.
So, and we've got like a little kind of brief synopsis for those who haven't seen it. The John Carpenter's classic introduces Michael Myers, escapes Smithsgrove Sanitarium after 15 years. He was sent there originally for killing his sister when he was 6 years old. On Halloween night, he ends up stalking multiple babysitters, including one Miss Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis in her very first film.
Mm-hmm.
And she is one of the good ones that appreciates, because there's, I mean, I hate to say it, but a good example, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's first big movie was the original Friday the 13th. He does not talk about it. I mean, he's just like, yeah, it was whatever. But he doesn't like own it like fucking Jamie Lee Curtis does. She owns that shit. Like she is Halloween.
And it's like, Kevin, by this, you're not going to get pinned on one movie.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
You've been in everything.
Yeah, especially now, man.
For sure. Like, he should be like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Nah.
I would say back like a couple of years, like in the mid 80s or early 90s, I maybe got it. But like by the early 2000s, it's like, dude, that was like 20 years ago. You're still working. I think you're fine.
I think you're good.
IMDb exists. It's not like it's a secret.
Yeah,
Like people can find out now.
I'll say this though too. Like I hate when Kevin Bacon plays a good guy. I hate it. He plays a good asshole.
He
He
does.
plays a good bad guy asshole.
Yeah.
Like turncoat kind of guy. I
Wild
love
Things.
It. Oh man, dude.
That-
that movie fucking rules.
Hollow Man, he's really good. in it, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Kind of a disturbing movie.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
yeah, it is. Yes, it is. What's it? The fucking Sleepers. You remember the movie Sleepers?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was fucking horrible guy in that, and I was like, that's perfect for him because he fucking sucks. Sorry.
We love you, Kevin Bacon. You ever want to call in and just talk to us for a while on the show? We'd be more than happy to have you. So,
You piece of shit.
so one thing that I did want to kind of pull from each movie is just a couple of notable kills. Bob getting pinned when Michael busts out of the closet and just straight up pins him to the wall with the knife. The other one you have to mention is Judith at the very beginning. I mean, that was one thing is people seeing this movie for the first time. You got to put yourself in their shoes. I knew kind of the basic story of Halloween before I'd actually watched the movie. But people, when they see the very first shot of this movie is from the killer's perspective. You can kind of tell that once it kind of gets going, it's like, oh, he's spying on these people talking. Like, what the fuck is, going into the house and grabbing a knife and, shit like that. But then once it's all done and comes outside and it's a reveal that it's a little kid, that freaked people the fuck out.
Fucked up, man. Fucked up.
So you got to put, plus, I mean, it's the kill that started this whole franchise in the first place. So you got to put Judith's kill on there. Judith Myers, may she rest in peace.
Yes.
Aw.
R.I.P. It was just Laurie Strode. It comes out later in movies that there's a reason, right? But like when you see the first movie, it's just random.
And
right?
that was the whole idea. There wasn't supposed to be any kind of connection. There wasn't supposed to be, he's going after her for a specific reason or anything. It's just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
The only reason why in the movie, the only context they give you for why he goes after her specifically is because she dropped a key off at his house.
Huh.
Damn.
He was there, and she dropped a key off for her dad, who was selling the place. She put the key in the mail slot, and he was right there and was like, I'm going to follow her. That's it.
See, that kind of shit freaks me out more than
Yeah.
closet scenes or, whatever
That's
else.
fucked up. That's
It's like
fucked
me
up.
wondering what, like, random shit, like when I say, hey, somebody, I'm tossing something in the trash can at the gas station.
And they're like,
I'm like, now they've got my DNA.
yeah.
And
And they're
5 years
worshiping.
from now, I know that, they're coming to get me.
Do you remember that? And you're like, no. And that pisses them off because you don't remember the time you saw them outside of Casey's. You know, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Oh man. All right, so the original one, it comes out, and with all of these different screenings, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to eventually it, for a very long time, up until I want to say the Blair Witch Project.
Wow.
It was
Damn.
the most successful independent movie ever made.
That's crazy.
It was made for like, I think $300,000, and it made millions of dollars in the late 70s.
Yeah.
So you adjust for inflation, especially compared to now, that's like, I don't even know.
zillion
I don't even know what
dollars.
that number is.
$1 zillion, dude.
And imagine the money they saved on the props.
I know.
By
Can,
using
Is there
this-
any way you can move that more so the camera
you
can
know,
get to
I
it?
was actually going to ask, can you turn it toward Dave?
No.
And just
Like, he's staring, the black, soulless eyes are staring at me, and I don't.
You can just hang out here with me, Mike.
Yeah,
There we go.
Mikey.
Yes, there we go.
So it's
So you don't like it when he's looking at you, do you?
I do.
Okay.
Come
do the
at
head
me,
tilt.
yeah. My shit is I can't remember what movie it is, but he's like walking into the kitchen, all Michael Myers slow, and then he grabs a knife. Like,
he does
that. He just like
he does a little flip with the knife,
Yeah,
or
he's
was
a
it the other way around? I think he's holding it like this,
Yeah.
and he does a flip up like that or
and
something.
It's like with his like fingers. Like he just like whoop.
Halloween.
Didn't you tell us?
It's Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
Didn't you
dude.
tell? Wasn't it like the John Carpenter's wife or something at one point handling the knife?
Well, it was his girlfriend,
Okay.
who was also a producer and co-writer, Deborah Hill.
That's right. Okay.
She was the one who was the hands that went into the drawer and grabbed the knife because she had good hands.
Yeah.
But like almost everybody that was, because they were all like friends and stuff working together, and like the actors would help pick up the fake leaves that they had, because they shot this in California. It was in Pasadena.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be October. They shot it in the summer, and it was supposed to be late October in Illinois. So
Oh,
Yikes.
when you see palm trees, you're like, oh shit.
yeah.
But like even the cast was like picking up the fake leaves and shit like that. So, but Deborah Hill said like basically at one point almost everybody played Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But the one who played him the most was Nick Castle, who actually went on to direct Dennis the Menace.
Hey!
Not even kidding. Not even kidding.
Apple.
you got some good inspo from that.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
I mean, maybe when he was talking with Christopher Lloyd, he was like, "Do it like I did, man. Come on, like, quit being a bitch. Just do it like me." So the movie ends up being insanely successful. So the producers behind it, Erwin Yablans and Mustafa Akkad, and mainly, they want a sequel. John Carpenter does not at all.
He's like, nah. He's one like we talked about that on the John Carpenter epi,
Mhm.
Yeah.
where he's just like one of those guys that's like, I have way more ideas.
Yeah.
And I have other stuff, not even movies. I have this idea for, you know, and people are
I'm
like,
pretty sure the only sequel that he's ever actually directed was Escape from Los Angeles.
That's
or
what
Escape
I
from
was
LA.
gonna say. I know
Yeah.
it's an anachronism, but that's probably what he should have said back then. It was like, haven't you seen Escape from LA? This is what happens when I do sequels.
So, so what ends up happening is that he had a deal with Erwin Yablans that his next movie he was going to do with him, and Erwin Yablans just assumed it was going to be Halloween 2. But he had this idea for a movie that eventually ended up becoming The Fog. And he had talked about it with someone else, I believe, over at Universal. And they were like, "Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it. We'll do it right now." And so he started to make the movie with them. And Erwin Yablans was like, "What the fuck? What is going on? You're supposed to be doing Halloween 2 here." And John's like, "I never agreed to do that." And it just went back and forth and shit. So Erwin Yablans ended up suing him to settle the lawsuit. Basically, John Carpenter, he elected to write and produce Halloween 2. He did not direct it. He did end up directing a few scenes to add some stuff to it, but he did not direct Halloween 2. And he, on record, does not like Halloween 2. He's called it abysmal, I believe, was one quote.
Oh.
Now it's like, come on, John, that's a little
Yeah,
strong.
fucked up.
But the thing that ended up kind of hindering, but at the same time, it gave the franchise a lot of its identity, that was revealed in Halloween 2 was that Laurie Strode was the secret sister of Michael Myers, which is basically giving an explanation as to why he was going after her in the first place, rather than just wrong place, wrong time. So it does take away, for sure, I think. But at the same time, the franchise is kind of built around that up until the last series that they did.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's always been about he has to just destroy his family and anybody who gets in the way. So, but it's like if you're not his family, just stay out of Haddonfield.
Yeah, and invest in a bicycle.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, he wouldn't, man.
But
It doesn't matter.
He'd ram it up your ass and then ride you, like as the bicycle. Oh, yeah.
So Halloween 2 ends up being, which I think is a cool idea. It starts right when the last one ends. It's not like the next day or the next year or a time jump or anything. It's literally seconds after the first movie ends, we're right back into it. So I do like that idea a lot, and I like Halloween 2 a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like might sound like I'm kind of trashing it, but I'm not. I really do like Halloween 2. In fact, I rewatched it last night to kind of get myself back in the headspace, and it's got some great kills in it too.
Nice.
I think probably the most iconic one is being the nurse. He uses a scalpel, like a little tiny scalpel, and stabs her in the back, and then just lifts her all the way up with it. And eventually, like, her feet just kind of go limp and her clogs fall off and hit the ground. And, like, that kind of just puts a little punctuation on it. But
It's a good scalpel. I don't know where they got it.
right? Now, do you guys remember much about Halloween 2? It's the one that's in the hospital?
No.
Okay, no, so I was about to ask you a question, and I guess this must have been Halloween 2, because I was watching a Halloween movie with you once when we were children, and at one point he stabs somebody with a syringe and just pushes air into their veins.
Yeah,
and kills them.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been afraid of that. Every time I go to go get my labs drawn, I ask the tech, I'm like, there's no air bubbles in there, right? And they're like, why are you and I was like, well, because I saw it in a movie once where the guy injected air into their vein and they died. And she's like, you would have to do like so much more than a syringe full
And
of
you're
air.
like,
And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, how would I know that?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
My basis for the information is Michael
I
Myers.
say it was a movie I saw once as a child with my friend Dusty, and he confirmed it.
Yeah, don't get mad.
Oh, yeah,
And
no,
he's
it-
older than me, so
it
he
definitely,
knows.
you could definitely do that. So, but yes, that is Halloween 2.
Okay.
That's a nurse. It's after she finds Dr. Mixter, who ends up getting a needle in the eye,
Oh.
but it's off screen, so she finds him, and the needle's like sticking out of his eye. But she kind of backs up into Michael, who grabs her, and then a syringe full of air right into her brain.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so maybe you should have been like, hey, maybe what if it's in your brain?
Yeah, if it's in your brain, then
You're
okay.
dead.
And everybody's like, "Oh, we couldn't get through her skull." It's like it's Michael Myers.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'll get an
dude.
answer
Doesn't
here
matter.
in the next week or two because I got to go get more labs drawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
Back to our original conversation.
Maybe I'm not so dumb.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, it takes place on the same night, pretty much mostly in a hospital. My only complaint on it is that Laurie doesn't really do much because she's kind of in bed most of the movie. So she's pretty incapacitated until the very end. The final act is when, she's running away and escaping from him and stuff. But other than that, it's one of my... I like all the Halloween movies, even the bad ones. But on the list of like which ones are better and which ones are worse, Halloween 2 is definitely on the better side for me. Some notable kills from there. We've got Nurse Karen, who is dunked face first multiple times into a scalding hot tub.
That's right.
It's not a hot tub. It's like a heat therapy tub or whatever for a hospital.
Yeah.
But he's turned the heat up to where it's well into the red.
Yeah.
And he just keeps dunking her, and like skin is coming off of her, and then eventually he holds her under and picks her up, and she's just dead. And throws her down.
I remember that.
So that one,
That's
and then the clogs is the other one that's probably the most notable from that one. But I mean, like I said, the most notable contribution is that you find out that Laurie is actually Michael's sister. So then we move on. Oh, and by the way, that was in 1981, so about 3 years later.
And after Star Wars pulled similar stunts.
Exactly.
Good thing they didn't kiss in the first movie, at least.
Not in the first one.
Oh,
Whoa! Hey-o.
In Empire, it's like, dude, if you can't tell me that you knew where this was going.
Yeah.
Because if you did, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I did.
just throwing that out there.
I did.
Maybe that's just the George Lucas thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
So that came out in 1981 and was, again, made for a it was more expensive than the first one, but fairly low budget still, and did very successfully. So then they move on to Halloween 3 just 1 year later in 1982. By the way, did I mention that Halloween 3 has absolutely nothing to do with the first movies?
Oh.
Anyway, this is where the continuity starts getting a little convoluted.
Fuck yeah.
So John Carpenter agreed to come back on board for another Halloween movie as long as it didn't involve the story of The Shape. The Shape is what John Carpenter named Michael Myers. He's not really a person. He's not really a thing. It's a shape of a man, kind of a deal. But he was done with Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. He was done with that story. So he was like, I will do another Halloween movie, but let's do an anthology series. That way, every Halloween we can come out with a brand new movie, and they don't have to have anything to do with the last one. On paper, an amazing idea. If you start at number 2... If you start at number 3, people get fucking confused.
Sure.
So Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which again, I watched last night in kind of getting myself in the headspace for this. I like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. It's a good, cheesy-ass, good 80s horror movie. If it was just called Season of the Witch, it would have probably been a very successful movie. But the fact that it was Halloween 3 really... People walked in and were like, where's Michael Myers?
Yeah, and again, because of the time that it came out, you can't like prepare people online like, okay,
No.
it's the same brand, whatever, but there's no Michael Myers.
Not only that, but the time frame. A year later. You let 1 year go by, and you expect people to be able to wrap their heads around that?
No.
Even in the advertising, it was like the tagline for it, because the tagline for the first one is The Night He Came Home. The tagline for the second one is The Nightmare Isn't Over.
Ooh.
And then the tagline for the third one is The Night No One Comes Home.
Ooh.
So it sounds a lot like, it's like, okay, you would still think, but then they tried to advertise it a little bit, kind of letting people know that, hey, this isn't a Michael Myers movie or anything. So, like I was talking about earlier, Tommy Lee Wallace, the guy who made the Michael Myers mask, he was offered the chance to direct Halloween 2, and he didn't want to. He just didn't like the script. He was like, I don't want to do another Michael Myers movie. So he passed on it, and then when Halloween 3 came up, and they were going in a completely different direction, he was like, yeah, I'm on board. So they got, for some reason, I can't remember his name, and I don't want to look it up right now, but the guy who wrote, Vincent Neal, is the guy who wrote all the Quatermass novels that were like they're real big in England. But he's kind of a weird, trippy kind of a writer. He was the one who kind of came up with the original idea. He refused to do any rewrites on his work. He was like, no, I already wrote it. There it is. Just do that. And they're like, yeah, but, can we punch it up a little bit and change a couple? And he's like, no, I wrote it.
Is
there
this your
it is.
first time in Hollywood, sir? Because
It was.
Yeah, and they didn't have any Hollywood big shot like, listen here, kid, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want.
We're going to make your dreams come true. You just got to play along.
Stick with me, kid. I'll make you a millionaire.
like your name is still gonna be on it. Other people are just gonna make you look better.
Yeah, or worse.
They're called ghostwriters.
The idea of something like an anthology, it works if you start at 2. And you always have to have at least something that goes back to the first one, or you know what I mean? And then because then people go, oh look, yay, he's in there.
I like the way that American Horror Story did it, where like they reuse a lot of the same cast members a lot of times, so you kind of like get kind of a spiritual connection between the seasons.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
But this one is, like you said, on paper is cool, and if he could have went on TV and like, okay, guys, here's a deal. You know what I mean? Maybe it would have been better, but yeah, go ahead.
The thing is I think they could have come out with a commercial that just strictly said, this is not a Michael Myers movie, and people would be like, yeah, right.
Yeah,
he'll be there.
Of course they're going to say that, and then when he jumps out, it'll be all scary.
The tagline's like, the night Michael Myers took off.
He's at home.
Yeah.
Except not really doing anything important. So
he's just got the night off, guys. That's it.
So Nigel Neal I think I said Vince Neil earlier. Nigel Neal.
He is a writer.
Vince
Yeah,
Neil.
he did write some things.
I'm on my way. So Nigel Neal, who wrote the Quartermass books, once they started trying to do rewrites on it, John Carpenter was the first one to jump on it. He was like, I'm out. Take my name off it. I don't want my name on it anywhere. I want nothing to do with it. So they were like, okay, but we're still going to use this idea. But so John Carpenter rewrote it. Then he gave it off to Tommy Lee Wallace to do a rewrite on it. And John Carpenter was like, I don't want my name on it either. So Tommy Lee Wallace will be the first one to admit he added stuff and he refined the script, but he did not write it, yet he is listed as this sole writer on the movie. And he was like, it wasn't up to me, but because I did something to it and no one else wanted their name attached to it, it kind of had to be me. So I didn't really write it. I just refined it. But it's not a knife movie. It's a pod movie. That's how he describes it. Because he took a lot of inspiration from the pod people. What is it? I can't remember the name of the fucking movie.
Pod people.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh,
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Very good.
To the point where at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, there's a scene where he's like, "No one's safe," and like basically kind of yelling out to the crowd, and kind of like it's a sad ending. He took inspiration from that, and the ending of this movie, you don't know if the dude even succeeded at all. So, I mean, thousands, maybe even more of children could have died horrible deaths, and I'll explain why. So the story behind Halloween 3, I'm just going to say it really quick, and then I'll get into details. It's a warlock who uses Stonehenge, puts it in masks, and make people's head turn to bugs.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's
Okay.
So
Yeah.
why can't Hollywood ever
Halloween
come up with
4.
something
No.
fucking- you know what I mean? Always, why can't they come up with something original?
Yeah.
So the synopsis is it's a standalone story with no Michael Myers. An evil mask-making company plans to kill children on Halloween night using masks embedded with fragments of Stonehenge and a TV signal.
Damn.
The idea that Deborah Hill kind of wanted to start with this movie is she said just a couple of words: witchcraft meets computers. And so that's kind of where they started with that idea. And Nigel Neal, that's what he kind of came up with was, and like I said, the movie itself, if you just look at it as a standalone, it's I like that movie. It's cheesy as fuck. I mean, it's super fucking cheesy. I will be the first to admit that too. But at the same time, if you like that kind of stuff, which I absolutely do, it's a great fucking movie. Nice. And it's got Tom Atkins, which I don't know if you guys know him. He was in you would recognize him if you saw him. Fright Night. That's what I was trying to think of. He plays a big part in that movie, and he's awesome in that. But you would probably recognize him. He's got a super 80s porno mustache, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And he plays a doctor who, drinks, a lot.
Fuck yeah.
Takes this girl who he just met, who no idea how old she is, on a trip to go investigate, help her to find out who killed her dad, because he was holding one of these masks, and they're gonna go visit the factory, and abandons his children with his ex-wife because he was supposed to do that. So not a good guy.
Damn, dude.
But at the same
At least
time,
he didn't annihilate his family.
and yeah, I think they were kind of like, hey,
All things considered, not a bad guy.
he didn't actually kill anybody.
Yeah.
He just kind of let a bunch of people die. But no, and the big scene from that one is the test that the owner of this Silver Shamrock mask company, Connell Cochran, who is the same guy who plays the old man in RoboCop and RoboCop 2, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'd buy that for $1.
No. Not that guy. The guy who's in charge of OCP.
Oh,
Not Dick, who's kind of the villain of that one, but Dick's boss.
Yeah.
They don't. He's just the old man.
The old man, yes.
So he's awesome. Dan O'Herlihy. But he's a guy who just wants to kill a bunch of kids. The only way he describes it is it's a practical joke. And it's the best kind of joke, one on the children.
Damn.
And it's a whole thing has to do with the ancient festival of Samhain and sacrifices and for the new festival or for the new harvest and all this crazy shit. The movie's fucking crazy, but it's really entertaining and I like it a lot. But when it came out, people were really confused and then in turn pissed off because the only time that they reference Michael Myers, kind of what you were talking about, they show a commercial for it on the TV.
Oh, come on.
So it's a movie that exists in that universe. That's it.
They didn't even use the opportunity to use Michael Myers masks to be the masks that were killing kids.
No, not at all. It's a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, a witch, and a skeleton.
Dude, Dan, oh my God, that's what we're going to do.
So Halloween
Wow.
3 did not do as well, and Universal was the one that picked up the rights for 2 and then for 3. And when 3 didn't go so well, they were just like, we're kind of done
It's
with
over.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So Halloween 4 went back to being an independent movie, and it did a lot better, and it was received a lot better. And in my opinion, it's probably one of the best sequels of the entire franchise. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
They made it clear this time, huh?
Yes, and
He's
that was
coming back, guys.
that was the idea. Is we want people to know he's in this one for sure. So it takes place 10 years later. It came out in 1988. Michael awakens from a coma because at the end of Halloween 2, when Dr. Loomis blew him up in a giant fire, turns out he was just in a coma. So, and Loomis survived too somehow, which is weird. But
Your fire stunk, dude. Your explosion sucked. Why? Neither of you died.
The latex in his mask kept his face. in
yeah, there you go. So Michael wakes up 10 years later, and the character of Laurie Strode has died off screen in a car accident. So now he is going after his niece, Jamie Lloyd.
What'd she do?
Born.
She was born, dude.
She was born.
She was born, dude.
I guess, huh?
Fuck her.
So the next 3 movies are going to be centered around, well, most of the are going to be centered around Jamie, who in the first 2 of those movies was played by Danielle Harris.
Yeah.
Who is still active to this day. And matter of fact, she's going to pop up again in this franchise, just in a completely different role. But she was a child actor who did a very good job for being a child actor. Because most of the times, kids in those movies, they suck. They're not good actors and shit. But she actually kills it.
Yeah,
it's like she's actually a really good actress.
She was in a
those.
lot of stuff
Yeah.
as a little kid.
Yeah, she showed up. She was something like "Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead."
Yeah.
That's her face looks familiar.
Yep. She was in like a bunch of episodes of, I want to say Full House, because I think she was one of Stephanie's friends.
Stephanie's, yeah, and she was kind of bratty.
Yeah,
right?
she was
yeah.
like the bad one, or like the
Yeah.
bad influence and shit.
Yeah.
So she's been adopted by, like, she has a foster sister, Rachel, and then she's got a foster mom and dad. Rachel ends up taking her out for trick-or-treating. Michael shows up. Chaos ensues.
Yeah.
The notable kills from that one, me personally, I've got to point out 2. One is Rachel's estranged boyfriend, because finds him at another woman's house because she couldn't go out for Halloween. So,
Ooh.
but Michael ends up just kind of picking him up by his throat, and they really didn't do anything other than add sound effects, and it's just the way that, like, the lighting and stuff, and it just makes it look kind of cool and creepy. But like they were describing how they shot it, and he was like, yeah, it was super easy. Like, basically, George Wilbur, the guy who played Michael Myers in that movie, just kind of was holding his face, and they were like, yeah, move your finger, like, right, yeah, kind of stick it in right there, and all right, cool, action. And they just shot that, and it is super creepy on screen because he like cracks his neck because they add the sound effects of, and he's like, like screaming and shit. But so that one's really cool. And then one of the few times that Michael Myers uses a gun.
Whoa, cool. Sometimes you need something faster than Michael Myers, you know?
Yeah.
To stab somebody through a door.
Oh,
Damn.
Uses a shotgun on the sheriff's daughter, the woman who the boyfriend was hanging out with, and just boop right through the kitchen door and like pins her up, kind of like Bob in the first movie. Only it's with a shotgun. So yeah,
He's like, I always wanted to see if I could do this.
right.
There you go. I can do it.
Like, Mike, there's a way easier way to do that thing than
Just pull the no.
Hunter
okay,
safety. He never
okay.
took hunter safety as a kid. You know, he doesn't fucking know.
You're an artist. I don't want to question your process. All right, that's all right.
Yeah.
So then Michael was supposedly killed at the end, but Jamie touched his hand. So the evil transferred from him to her. So at the very end of the movie, it ends on a cliffhanger of her stabbing her foster mom
Ooh.
in the same kind of costume that Michael was wearing when he was 6 and killed Judith. So it's like, uh-oh, is it starting over again?
Poetry.
So then in the 5th movie, they just get rid of all of that.
Yeah, why not?
A new director and new writer come on board for Halloween 5 because Halloween 4 did very well. It was another very successful kind of return to the franchise, return to form. And so they're like, we're doing number 5. And they, again, kind of made the same mistake. It came out exactly 1 year later in 1989. So they rushed everything. They didn't really have a full script until they were all the way done. It was directed by this guy named Dominique Othenin-Girard, who...
Say that 5 times.
Exactly. The way he was describing to the guy playing Michael Myers how he wanted him to move was, I want you to move... He's a French man. I want you to move as if wood through water.
What?
Wood through water?
Yeah. If that just kind of gives you a glimpse as to how this guy approached
Was he
everything.
like supposed to float on his side?
Yeah. In other words,
Aimlessly drift?
get waterlogged. So yeah, it was weird, and the script didn't really make a whole lot of sense because now all of a sudden Jamie has a telepathic connection with Michael, who escaped through a mine shaft when he was blown up in the last movie. Spent a year just passed out in this hermit's shack, wakes up and kills the hermit, of course. But yeah, she's got some weird like telepathic link with him, and she's also mute now for most of the movie. So you have a horror movie where people scream, and your main character is fucking mute? Are you kidding me?
It makes sense to me. I don't know.
It worked in that one movie where the main character was deaf. It was like a Netflix horror movie where this guy's trying to break into her house and she's like this deaf girl.
Oh yeah,
I forgot what it was called.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I could see that working.
but that was like the point. Like that was like the sound. Like they use sound as part of the horror, like delivery and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
So yeah, this one was it was not a good idea. They killed off Rachel, who fans really liked in part 4. They killed her off in the first 15 minutes. And kind of replaced her with Rachel's friend, whose name is Tina, and Tina is really fucking annoying. She's just super fucking annoying. And when she gets killed, you're not like, aw, you're like, thank God.
See ya.
Bye. The other thing to keep in mind is that they added in a story element that they had no intention on explaining. They basically were like, we'll leave it to the next people. And that was the Man in Black. A mysterious Man in Black shows up, and Michael now has a brand new tattoo on his wrist that's in the shape of a thorn. That's going to come up later.
His rebellious years.
Right. That's never been seen before, but supposedly has always been there.
Ugh.
The Man in Black has a matching tattoo. You never see his face. He's a dick to a dog because he kicks it as he's walking by.
Damn.
So fuck that guy. And then at the very end of the movie, when they finally trapped Michael and he's in jail, they left his mask on him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hilarious to me. As you can tell, Halloween 5 is probably my least favorite.
We got to know who we're looking for. Gets out, man.
The Man in Black busts in and breaks him out. And then the movie just ends.
Damn.
And the people who had to try to write Halloween 6 were like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with that? And they're like, good luck.
There you go.
Wow.
So
How do people fuck this kind of stuff? It's like there's very simple things at play that people like about this movie. Scary ass looking killer. Awesome death scenes.
Yeah.
Stalking, like suspense and all that other kind of shit. Why would you throw in other bullshit?
Tell you what we need. Stonehenge.
Okay. It's like, what are you, Spinal Tap? So that was in 1989. 6 years later, they finally came out with Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. They stopped adding the numbers in. So if you wanted to start at Halloween 6, this is where you're starting.
Okay.
They kill off Jamie in the first 15-20 minutes. They recast her because they didn't want to pay Danielle Harris money. And so, except by name, she looks nothing like her or anything like that. It's like they had to say her name like multiple times to be like, right, Jamie? Jamie Lloyd? Jamie Lloyd, who was here a year ago.
Can Jamie Lloyd please raise your hand?
Oh, see, there she is, raising her hand very clearly.
Is that her birth certificate in her name? Right?
Yeah, there it is. And passport.
Wow.
So this is the one where they try to explain what the fuck happened in part 5. This is where you get your Cult of Thorn. So that's why this trilogy, 4, 5, and 6, is known as the Thorn trilogy. They try to explain that Michael has a curse placed on him that he has since he was 6 years old that compels him to kill his family, and it's supposedly it's like to save the village and to alleviate disease and all this crazy shit. They infect one family that's got to go, and then once the family's dead, everything thrives. Well, since this family keeps staying alive, they got to get the process going. So they're trying to finish it and then start a new one, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So, so like I said, it explores the Cult of Thorn, who controls Michael. Now a grown-up Tommy Doyle, who was the kid that Laurie was babysitting on the night of the original movie, played by Paul Rudd, protects Jamie Lloyd's baby. That's the other thing that I don't understand is that this cult supposedly had her in captivity as well as Michael because they controlled Michael. Yet they got her pregnant by means that in the theatrical cut is not explained. By means of the producer's cut is a very, very terrible explanation that I'm not going to get into.
Okay.
But they get her pregnant to have another baby. So it's like you're continuing the fucking bloodline. I thought you wanted this to stop.
That's right, yeah.
You guys ever read a paper?
Yeah, so just kill her.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Don't you know this has been bad for the town? Good Lord.
So he ends up finding this baby that is Jamie's baby, and Michael is coming after it. So he has to protect her. And it was one of Paul Rudd's first big movies, but it actually ended up I think they ended up using a lot of his success from Clueless because Clueless ended up coming out right about the same time, if not maybe even a little earlier. So hey, the guy from Clueless is in this. So you want to check it out?
Yeah, sure.
It ends up Donald Sutherland's last performance as Dr. Loomis. Why did I say Donald Sutherland? God damn, I'm having problems with words tonight.
What the hell?
Donald Pleasance.
It's funny because when you said it, though, I immediately pictured him in the movie.
I
was
me
like,
too. I was like, yeah,
that's right, yeah.
Donald Pleasance as Samuel Loomis that was his last performance. He was in 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So the person who has been in the most movies. Actually, I take that back. He's tied now. Anyway, so he didn't even get to see it released. He passed away as they were putting it all together and stuff. So that was the last movie of that timeline. Like I said, not including Halloween 3, which is completely by itself, which fucked people up. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are all one timeline. 7 is where we move into a completely new timeline. It's Halloween H2O, everybody.
Nice.
Came out in 1998. Laurie Strode returns. Jamie Lee Curtis decided to return to the franchise. And because of that, obviously the continuity of her dying and going after Jamie and stuff doesn't really make any sense anymore.
That was a different Jamie Strode.
Yeah.
Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
So they skip over 3, 4, 5, and 6 don't exist anymore. It's a direct sequel from Halloween 2. So Laurie is still Michael's sister, but they just forget all of the stuff. She doesn't have a daughter. She has a son.
Oh.
Who is played by Josh Hartnett in
Man.
one of his first big roles.
See, and that guy, right after that's The Faculty.
Yep.
And that guy he could do no wrong, man.
Yeah, and then he was in that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I thought that he just for a while there, I thought he's had a problem with his hair. Where they couldn't they just couldn't get it to cooperate.
You know, the funny thing is, there in behind the scenes of H2O, like the costume people kept getting pissed off at him because he was doing that to his hair. He would just be like, and like run his hand through it, and it would like stick up all crazy and shit.
With his sleeves all the way, like
Yeah.
man, that guy, dude, golly.
You know who else was in that movie?
Busta Rhymes.
No.
Oh, is
LL
that-
Cool J.
That's
Yes, LL Cool. Ladies
right.
love Cool James.
That's right.
That's right.
And there's somebody else in that one.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Leviat.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah.
is one of the first people killed in that one with an ice skate to the face, off screen.
Brutal.
But so yeah, it picks up 20 years after the original night, not the original movie, the original night, because remember Halloween 2 was on the same night. Laurie Strode, now living under a false identity to protect herself, faces Michael again after 2 decades. She is the headmistress of a private school in California, and Michael manages to find her.
Yeah. Even though she pounds wine and shit, right?
She's a functioning alcoholic. in
Yeah.
that
It's
movie,
very
yeah.
impressive too, considering the means that he would have to search for someone. You know,
pre-internet.
couldn't be doing
days,
Google
yeah.
searches
Nah.
and no 23andMe DNA tests to find out any other family members or none of that shit.
Well, the way they explain that is actually how the movie opens. A nurse from the car ride in the first movie, and she shows up at the end of the second movie to tell Dr. Loomis that that Laurie is related to Michael. She ended up being his hospice nurse, Dr. Loomis, the character. So he had already passed away, but all of his files and everything were still there.
Okay.
So Michael breaks into her house, steals the file, kills her and all the people next door, and then finds out that Laurie's in California. So goes to California.
God dang, man.
So like I said, it completely gets rid of a lot of the movies. Kevin Williams, it's either Williams or Williamson, the guy who wrote Scream, had a lot to do with how this script turned out because of Scream. Scream was like a renaissance of new slasher 90s horror, and Halloween H2O was right on the backs of that. It would not have happened if it weren't for Scream.
Yeah.
They were already in talks about going to straight to video. Like that's where the franchise was. I've actually even heard the synopsis of a couple of the scripts they were thinking about maybe doing, and they were not good.
Oh.
So when Jamie Lee Curtis decided to return to the franchise, it put it into a whole new level. They're like, "Yep, we're going theatrical. We're going all out. We're doing this."
Yeah.
So it ends definitively with Michael getting his head chopped off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's like pinned.
Yeah.
That's
like
pretty
a tree
definitive,
in
yeah.
a car.
So then in Halloween Resurrection, they retcon it. So anyway, what actually happened, and it's so sad because they filmed it, they released it, and they already knew what they were going to do. So because they had already kind of filmed the scenes leading up to it, and it's still not that great of a retcon. But Michael had switched places.
Yeah.
With someone who was checking on him. He switched places and he broke his larynx, so he couldn't talk. And all this stuff, and so basically, Laurie killed the wrong guy.
That's right.
They
Because
didn't
he
even
was
have
like,
to go through all that.
he was like this.
Yeah, and he puts his hands on the mask,
Yeah,
like, what is this
yeah.
doing on my face? I dropped my ring; it fell off on my
Is
hand.
it-
All they had to do was Michael just had to duck into his coveralls and just leave the mask there.
Like a turtle.
Yeah.
That's what he's touching his face,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And in the H2O, you don't know why he's doing that.
Yeah. Well, and then also they had shot other stuff while they were there in the same location. They shot Michael like walking away in the paramedic's uniform and shit. So they knew what they were doing. But Jamie Lee Curtis didn't want to fucking do it. She was under the impression that they were definitively killing him. That's why she came back in the first place. But turns out Mustafa Akkad, the guy who actually owns the franchise, or now Malek Akkad, his son owns it, had a clause in his contract that said you cannot kill Michael Myers.
Oh wow!
So basically,
Plot armor right there.
He's
Yeah.
like, you
That's
know
the
what? We are
best.
gonna milk this for all
Yeah.
it's worth.
so she was like, you have to fucking at least let people get this movie and don't give any hints as to what you're doing. Just let them have this. I'll come back and I'll die in the next one. I don't care. But let them have this one at least. So Halloween Resurrection comes around, the sequel to Halloween H2O, and Jamie Lee Curtis dies in the first 20 minutes.
Hell yeah.
And really poorly, too. Like, she ended up being making a very stupid decision to get killed. I'll make you watch the movie to go find out for yourself. You have to watch it. But it was just very out of character because Lori is supposed to be smart. She's lived
resourceful, man.
all these fucking years,
Yeah.
and she makes a really dumb mistake to get killed. So
Well, it is a horror movie. So.
yeah. So this one is interesting because it takes place. It came out like right at the beginning of big internet stuff. So like live streams weren't a thing, but like the really choppy internet live videos were. So the whole synopsis of this one is this group called Dangertainment, run by
Busta Rhymes.
Busta
That's
motherfucking
right.
Rhymes.
There we
That's
go.
the one.
and Tyra Banks.
Yes.
They are going to do basically a live stream from the Myers house with these kids and you know, like, oh yeah, you can pay money to watch it and shit like that. And they end up like putting in a bunch of like fake props and like trying to make it look scarier than it actually is. But then Michael shows up for real and actually starts killing people. And it's okay.
They probably got a lot of people paying it to watch after that, though, didn't they?
So, but the funny part is it was the beginning of like instant message type shit. So like one of the main character or the main character is talking to what turns out to be like this high school kid, through like one of those like Palm Pilots. And so it's like typing one letter at a time as the message is coming in and shit. So he's trying to like warn her, and it's like HE''SCOMING. But it ended up like people were pissed off that they killed off Lori in such a kind of stupid way and right at the beginning of the movie. And the other characters in it just weren't really all that great. Busta Rhymes ends up ninja kicking the shit out of Michael Myers for a little while.
Yeah.
So
right.
to fans, it's definitely not one of the best ones. One of the on the worst sides of the spectrum.
If you go to the subreddit, the Michael Myers subreddit, and you're like, I love Resurrection, people are like, they bury you.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And they'll tell you every reason why you're wrong.
And you're like, no, listen.
And Busta Rhymes kicking Michael out of a window is probably going to be towards the top of that list.
Everybody knows, you know who be kicking people. Right? Charlie Murphy. Rick James kicks people, not Busta Rhymes. Come on.
So some of the notable kills, Katie Sackhoff, who has been in a ton of stuff since then.
Oh, yeah.
Battlestar Galactica and I just a ton of shit.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's Bo Katan.
Yeah, the redhead that I
Yes.
keep getting mistaken for Jessica Chastain / Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes. So
They look.
she gets decapitated when they think that she's faking it because she's going to be an actress. So like, yeah, right, she's faking it. She didn't really find a dead body. And then Michael comes up from behind her and just grabs her hair and whap, like whacks her head off.
Damn, she's good.
Nah.
And then one of the American Pie guys, the one who is, Tara
Yeah.
Tara
yeah.
Reid's boyfriend.
Tara Reid's boyfriend.
Yeah, the little guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
who was he was in Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
He's the fucking
Oh.
kid in
Oh,
Rookie
shit,
of the
he
Year.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
Nice.
Gets stabbed right through the top of the head.
Cool.
On video, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's watching, like, basically it's looking in a mirror and he's talking to his camera and he's like, "You watch me," and then Michael busts through the mirror, grabs him, and puts a knife through his head, and people are watching it like, "Yeah, right, that was fake,"
was
and it ends up
fake.
being totally real.
Yeah.
So then the franchise goes dormant because Resurrection just did not do very well. They decide to reboot, so a new timeline, ladies and gentlemen. We are entering the Rob Zombie years.
Resurrection again.
We've got Halloween, and then Halloween 2 came out in 2007 and 2009, respectively, both directed and written by Rob Zombie. The first one, he was a little bit more tied to the original, so he kind of tried to stick to that, just with his little Hellbilly Deluxe spin on it. I like his version of Halloween, although I will admit he's not the best at writing dialogue, so his dialogue's pretty shitty. And it's a lot
Stick to
of
music, pal.
it's a lot of, well, fuck you, I'll fucking skull fuck the shit out of you, fucking bitch, and it's a lot of that.
That's really funny.
Picturing him like typing this,
Just this is so good.
with his hair back and everything.
You motherfucker, stupid ass bitch! I'll fucking kill you.
I'll crawl over there and skull fuck the shit out of you, bitch.
Dusty,
A real line from the movie. A genuine line from the movie.
That's really funny.
But then with Halloween 2, he got really fucking trippy with it. He paid homage to the first one, the first Halloween 2, by having a dream sequence at the very beginning takes place in a hospital. But it's over in like 20 minutes or so. Octavia Spencer, Oscar winner, gets killed in that one. But then it just goes off on its whole random weird thing. Again, because Lori is the main character in this one, played by Scout Taylor Compton, who her first in Halloween she did pretty good. In Halloween 2, I didn't like her very much, but she again kind of has like this weird psychic link with Michael, and she can see their mom, but nobody else can, and it's weird. But it did get a lot of attention back onto the franchise, especially the first one. The second one, again, people were just kind of like, this is fucking weird, man. But it is essentially a retelling of Michael's story, just with a different kind of upbringing. Like, it's you see his childhood, and you see, oh, that's why he's a psycho, is because his family life was fucking atrocious. And it's basically him trying to explain, yeah, he's like that because he was abused, and his family were all pieces of shit, and nobody liked each other. They all said how they hated each other. So I get where he was coming from, but when you start to put a story behind the Boogeyman, it just takes away a lot of...
Again, everything is just fine the way it is.
Yeah.
There's a scary guy in a mask killing people. I don't give a fuck where he came from. I just want him to kill more people.
That scene, it's the Rob Zombie one, right? Where he gets out of his cell room, whatever, and the guard's like, I was really nice to you all the time, Michael, and he's like, just fucks that guy up.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
It's Danny Trejo.
Okay, wow.
And you're like, oh yeah, Michael is fucking ruthless.
Yeah,
man.
he dunks his head in water and almost drowns him, and then throws him on the ground and smashes his head with a TV.
Is it true that Danny Trejo has some clause written into his contract where if you kill him off in something, it has to be fucking out there?
We talked about it in our Predators episode.
Okay.
Because he's in the
That's right.
He's in
yeah.
Predators.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something funny like that. But yeah, he actually does.
Because that's why he ended up with his head on a turtle in Breaking Bad.
Yep. So a couple of the notable kills from both of those movies, because I'm kind of lumping them together. We're a little short on time. You got Ronnie, who is Michael's stepdad. He tapes him up while he's passed out in a chair and then just slits his throat.
Ooh.
And then Big Joe Grizzly. I couldn't remember his name. The guy who Michael gets his coveralls from, he just beats the ever-loving shit out of him in a bathroom. Yeah, they give an origin story for everything in that one. It's kind of like how Han Solo got the shit that he hung up in the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. And then in Halloween 2, my favorite kill in that one is this guy who works at a strip club is taking out the trash, and Michael just pushes him down and then stomps his head in, but it looks fucking real. I don't know how they did it, but it looks like it really fucking happened. It's pretty fucking brutal. And then another one is one of the deputies during the dream sequence at the very beginning basically gets his head sawed off with a shard of glass.
Oh,
cool.
And it's noisy, and you can hear the squishing and screaming and all. It'll fuck you up.
oof.
So after those movies were done, that was in 2009 was when Halloween 2 came out. So then they waited until 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new timeline, gentlemen.
Yes.
These are what I call the Blumhouse trilogy, or the David Gordon Green trilogy, because he's the one who directed it. He wrote all three of them with Danny McBride, and a couple other people as well.
I call it the Kenny Powers.
That's a fair assessment. Now, the way that this one is completely different is it's not a direct sequel from Halloween's 1 and 2. It's only a direct sequel from Halloween 1. Michael and Laurie are not related in this trilogy. As a matter of fact, he's not even really going after her specifically. As a matter of it is set up to where someone kind of pushes him in that direction. His doctor, who is Dr. Sartain, he's the new Loomis, ends up being crazy. They don't actually come out and say it, but you can kind of infer that he's actually the one who helped Michael escape because he wanted to see him in the wild.
See what he can do.
Yeah. And his idea was he wanted to take him back to meet with Laurie and see if, because his theory was that the reason that both of them are still alive is because the other one is still alive. It's this whole thing. But he's the one who takes Michael to her house, and then Michael goes after her. But she's convinced that he's just already, like, he's obsessed with her, and he's got to get the one that got away. He does not give a fuck. He just goes on a fucking rampage. He's just back to what he does, which is stalk, kill, and go home. And that's the important thing, is you find out that, like, that's his whole motive. He just wants to go home. And people keep trying to get in his way from him going home.
It's like
in fact,
trains and automobiles.
Yeah, exactly. So it came out in, like I said, 2018. So it was the 40th. Basically, it's Halloween H40. But it came out October 19th. Direct sequel to the 1978 film, ignoring everything else. The whole synopsis is that these people that are making a podcast go and visit Michael right before he's going to be transferred from Smith's Grove to this hellhole that basically he's never going to get out of. They kind of tempt him by bringing his old mask with him. So, on the transfer from Smith's Grove to this new facility, again, it's kind of implied that Dr. Sartain helps him escape. He follows them to get his mask back and then goes home. But on his way, he's trying to kill a lot of fucking people and gets stopped by a deputy played by Will Patton, who I fucking love Will Patton. And Dr. Sartain. Then Dr. Sartain attacks the deputy and kills him. In the movie, he kills him, but they kind of retconned it where he survives. But then he takes Michael to Laurie's house, and then there's this epic final showdown. It's fucking awesome. They trap Michael in the basement and set the entire place on fire. So they logistically could have ended it right there. In fact, that's why they did it that way, because they didn't know how this was going to do. Nice. A couple notable kills from this one. One that really gave me the creeps, but it's really super fucking simple, is the female podcaster towards the beginning. He corners her in a bathroom, tries to get into the fucking stall, and she's like, somebody's in here, whatever. And then he just reaches his hand over the top and drops what's in his hand, which is just a bunch of teeth from the guy that he just literally ripped them out of his face from. And then proceeds to try to attack her. The male podcast host comes in and tries to save her, fails miserably. He literally uses the male podcaster to open the door. Yes! Like, he's like slamming him into it, opens the door with his head, throws him down. He's dead for sure. But then it's just the fact that he just picks her up by her throat, and just, you can see her feet dangling again, and she knows it's coming. I mean, the whole time, and it gave me the creeps. So that one I wanted to put on the list.
All right.
And then there's a scene. It's almost an unbroken shot, not quite, but almost, where it's Michael going to a couple of houses and killing a couple of people. And it's so fucking cool and epic. He goes from one house back to the garage to grab a hammer. Then it shows him going into the house. Shows him find a lady just off screen, but you can see because there's like stuff moving around and stuff. Smashes her with the hammer, drops the hammer, grabs a knife, moves on to the next house. And it's really cool and creepy. So the one shot is one that you definitely have to list on the epic kills.
Dude, I appreciate that too, that he didn't want to just reuse the same murder weapon. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I like a guy with a little variety.
He gets
Plus,
out and he's like, I'm going to try some stuff.
And it's faster too. It's more. He's like, you know what? The knife was just a lot quicker. I didn't have to hit as many times. But because the last kill of that one is he sneaks into this lady's house, which I say sneaks. He just kind of walks into the back. Like, he's not doing it. He's just
like
walking.
wood through water.
Yeah. But he gets behind her and grabs her by the head, and she's like, ah, and he smacks her head on the fucking couch, So she's just kind of like, and then just knife right through the back of the throat.
Jesus.
And then done.
Oh.
Quick, efficient. We're through here.
Jesus.
And then he just walks out the house and moves on to the next one. So like I said, they didn't know how this one was going to do. So they set it up to where realistically they could have ended it. But if you notice, during the credits, at the very end of the credits, you can hear him breathing through the mask.
Cool.
So they're like, maybe. So Halloween Kills. They announced, okay, because this one did amazing. It was the most successful one of the entire franchise. Besides maybe the original, but I think it might have even done better than the original technically when you go from cost of how much it was to how much it actually made. When that one did so well, they came out and they said, we've got 2 more. Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends is going to be the end of the Michael Laurie Strode saga. So I was fucking pumped. It was supposed to come out 2020 and 2021. I think we all know what happened around that time frame.
See, we know he didn't finish killing his family because there was disease.
He was like, hey,
Why couldn't they have just let him do it?
yeah, no. So now he's got after COVID.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Wuhan and get COVID.
So they
Not
ended
yet,
up
but-
having to delay filming and push back the release of the film. So Halloween Kills ended up finally coming out in 2021. Halloween Ends in 2022. Now, Halloween Kills, kind of the same thing as Halloween 2, the original one, picks up right after the first one ends. But it also has a flashback right at the beginning because the whole idea is that rather than going to the hospital and getting blown up and then being in a coma and all this shit, that the night of the original Halloween, he was caught. Like, he got caught. And so that's why he's back in a sanitarium and shit. So they go back and show how that happened. And it's really fucking cool because they have, like, kind of the classic Michael Myers mask. And they recreated the Myers house exquisitely. Like, it's down to the fucking floorboards are the same. So it's just, and it's shot in the same style with a different kind of camera. So it kind of takes you back to that 1978 feel. But at the same time, the movie itself, like, kind of picks up at the end of Halloween, does this little flashback, and then we're right back into that same night. And it's basically him escaping the fire, killing all of the firemen that were there to put the fire out. So thanks, guys. And then making his way back home. And that's, again, kind of the whole deal with this is he just wants to go home.
Yeah.
So immediately follows 2018. Michael escapes Laurie's burning house and terrorizing Haddonfield as the town forms a mob chanting, "Evil dies tonight."
Damn.
One of the few complaints that I have about Halloween Kills, because if you just look at it for what it is, it's just crazy and just for the kills and shit. But the town does this chant where it's "Evil dies tonight" a lot. And it's like, calm down, guys.
People don't chant that.
Yeah, and you can't get people to agree on anything. You know what I'm saying?
If they're gonna chant anything,
Come on.
the only things I've ever heard people chant is "fuck KU"
Yeah,
and asshole and WWE.
But one of the kind of ideas behind this that he wanted to explore, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, was the kind of mentality of mob justice and how it can get out of hand and crazy. And it's like, I like the idea, but it's like they just went a little overboard with it. But anyway, another great fucking movie with a bunch of awesome fucking kills. Probably the one, I mean, the firemen all at the beginning is probably the biggest one just because there's so many people that die very quickly. And one of them is like with a fucking buzzsaw. And it's like, but at the end of that movie, the basically Laurie's daughter, Karen, sets up a trap for Michael where this mob has surrounded him. He's gonna fucking get it. They beat the shit out of him. They shoot him a couple of times.
Damn.
Karen finally fucking stabs him in the back, and Tommy Doyle, who's actually played by Anthony Michael Hall in this one,
Nice.
the guy from like Weird Science and shit,
Nice.
is like, go be with your kids. We got or your kid. We've got this. You know, and then as soon as she leaves, Michael wakes up and kills everybody. Just fucking mows through everybody. And then makes it back to his house and kills Karen. Lori's daughter, and then disappears. That's the end of the movie. Karen
Whoa.
dies, end of the movie.
They should have Gaddafi'd him, you know?
Yeah.
That would have slowed him down at least a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So then we're finally on, and I know we've taken a lot of time. I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut
wrap
out
this up, baby.
the last movie of the
This is
series.
right on.
So far, Halloween Ends. Probably one of the most controversial ones too, because it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with Michael. It's about Corey Cunningham, a guy who the year after Michael went on his rampage, he was babysitting a kid on Halloween night. There was an accident. The kid fell from like a 3-story fucking ledge and died. The town thought it was him. It wasn't really him, but he kind of has this whole stigma about, that's the kid who killed that kid, you know? So he ends up running into Michael in the sewer. And,
Like you do.
and yeah, and Michael kind of passes his evil on to him, and so the whole idea, like, was it always there, or did Michael, whatever? So it's basically he becomes kind of like an apprentice to Michael Myers.
Oh shit! So Michael treats him all bad. You know, he's like, no, grab that.
You did it
Not
wrong.
like that. Here, let me show you.
He had to break his no talking rule.
So, and then really the only thing that I want to talk about with Halloween Ends, because I'll let you watch it and go be the judge you go judge it for yourself. But Michael Myers does definitively die at the end, and by that I mean he has his throat slit, he has his wrist slit, and he's stabbed, multiple times and thrown into one of those car crusher things, the one with the wheel. They have like the ASMR videos where like they'll throw in like a dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of those.
So he just kind of floated on top for a little bit. They're like, this is going to work, right?
Which he kind of does, and then it catches his butt, and then it pulls him in, and then
Did they have a doctor come declare him legally dead? Did they establish a TOD?
So that's where we're at right now. That's been the end of, and people will think, oh yeah, well that's obviously the end of the franchise. No, they're going to do more. They've already said they're going to do more. It's going to be in a different timeline with a different cast, with different characters, whatever. Michael Myers is never going to fucking fully die.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
So say what you want, do what you want. There's always going to be more Halloween movies.
Yeah.
And I am absolutely looking forward to it.
Can we get one that's like a comedy, though? Like, can we get one where he, like, wanders onto the middle of, like, a professional football game and, like...
Yeah. All Hallows Eve is Michael Myers. Michael Myers is Halloween. Dude, pretty cool, right? We know about Halloween.
I would say sufficiently I have some ideas. We have this thing going on this month where we're picking different movies to watch for Halloween. And we have a category that we've yet to tap into, and that is slasher films.
Whoa!
So, with all the things that I learned tonight, we're starting with Halloween 6.
Damn. Well, we got a thing going in my family for October, and it's going to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and YouTube TV and everything you can do, and just looking up, just Gettin Sidetracked. Anything and everything.
Google
Just type
it, Bing it, Ask Jeeves it.
Is that still a thing?